Computer kicked me out. I
Yeah,
don't
I was
like
like,
that.
I
I don't
you
like that.
know, I joined and I was like, wait, it started, but then I saw you. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I don't know what string I just did. It kicked me out. And then, like, seriously was like, oh no, you going back to the audience. What? Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where today I'm going to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. And
Are we
y'all, it
live?
is we are live.
Oh shit. StreamYard is tripping.
It
Y'all
is.
look at
I
me
don't
on the
know.
camera. I cannot. That's why I'm on my iPad. I didn't think we were live.
You look good.
Oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I try. I ain't got no makeup on. You feel me? But still, like what? I'm going off camera.
Yes.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know how to work this thing. All
That's
right.
okay. Don't worry about it. You look great, friend. I wouldn't have minded you on and off camera. You look great. But y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, we not watching our mouths today. Shout out to my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her. She came on camera to give y'all a sneak peek of her on vacation. I know that's right.
Dude, I thought so y'all, James sends me invites to join on StreamYard. Now I was just in Shayna's live yesterday and StreamYard was giving her problems too. Fix it. I came in this live with the countdown on and then James was like, "The fuck?" I said, "Oh, I didn't know." Now my husband said the struggle is evident. Oh Lord.
Child, I'm trying to tell you, trying to tell you. StreamYard don't want us to be great, but that's okay. I'm gonna be great anyway. I don't care, StreamYard. I'm gonna be great anyway. Y'all, this was a fantastic episode. When I say they actually brought it today, this time, I was shocked. I was aggravated at some people. I was clapping and jumping up and down at some others, and I can't jump because I got a messed up knee. Y'all, we about to have a good time today. We about to have a great time today because I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Shout out to Kevin Reynolds. Thank you for being here. I totally appreciate you so much. Shout out to Shani. She is here. Thank you so much. Yes, we wish Mrs. Best a great vacation. It is well deserved. She said, no, stay
Thank
on
you.
camera. I love your cheekbones. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Not the
Not
husband
to
agreeing in the background.
Not to jump ahead, but Stacy's mic drop towards the end of the episode shut K right on up, and it was well deserved. I know that's right, Stacy. Stand on it. I know that's right. Twin, is that just you? Just had another tequila tasting?
No, I'm sober. I it's StreamYard, y'all. I'm it's not me this time.
Yeah. And then Shandy said Kevin Reynolds, Stacy was pulling out that Detroit card at the end of this episode. She sure did.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me question Stacy about it. Y'all better not mess with Stacy because Stacy
She
ain't
said,
scared of
"Let me
nothing.
move closer and put this
Yeah.
finger in your face." Looked at Cookie. She said quietly,
Ah,
camera barely caught it, but she said, "Now what?" I said,
yeah,
"Oh," and then went
yeah.
back to her regularly scheduled
Cause,
program.
Cause Cookie thought she was gonna run. No, Stacey said, no, let me get closer so I could point this finger.
Cookie
Like I was
titties was
saying.
weighing her down. That
Mm-hmm.
lady act like she's scaring anybody. She easy to fight. All you gotta do is move quickly. Her tits gonna slow her down. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Stacy was when I tell y'all Stacy was ready. Stacy was ready. I ain't even mad at Stacy. Now I'm tell y'all, I don't care what Stacy did this episode. I really don't care. Stacy was ready. Stacy earned her seat next to Andy this reunion. She has. Yes, yes, yes. Yo, that was the best when she moved Giselle out the way and was like, let me get closer. Here's my finger right here. Absolutely. Because what was Cookie thinking she was doing? Cookie wasn't scaring nobody. That's why I was like, Stacey, you better not run from this lady. And when Stacey said, no, let me get closer, Stacey was ready. Stacey said, don't let, I believe Stacey would fight. I do. I believe after seeing that, I said, okay, so Stacey would fight because Cookie, Cookie looked grimy as hell anyway. So I'm sure she was going to fight. But Stacey, like, she was ready. Yeah. But we gonna get to that in the end, y'all. That was great. Hey Naya, thank you for being here. I got all my all-stars up in here. I know that's right, y'all. We gonna get to this live. So the scene opens up where it left off with Kay being messy as fuck, talking about, oh, don't you know Stacey, Monique? You know, she was with Chris Samuels. That was your husband, right? And I'm looking at this fool like, girl, where is your man? Where Greg at? Okay. And Stacy was like, wow, okay, wow, that was messy. That was real messy. Wow, okay. So they did that conversation. And everyone got to touching up on each other. And Stacy, this is Stacy's first. I think this is Stacy's first time seeing Ashley in drag. I don't know. I have to go back to see if I don't remember. But Stacey's like, I'm vibing with this Ashley. You look good. And got the feeling all in her hair. And Ashley, like, okay. On another note, Stacey, like, I just have to tell you, you opening up this business. Like, what is the intent? Like, why are you doing this? Like, and all this. And I'm looking at them like, why does this fucking matter that she opened up a cannabis line? The fuck does that even matter for? Like, y'all are just picking at this lady at any instance. And Wendy said, on a serious note, though, you know, you name it in a Nigerian word, like, we have to kind of address that. And Giselle asked, why did you do that? She goes, well, I did a DNA and I see that I have Nigerian roots in my ancestry. And Angel brought up a point. Okay, so are you really doing it out of ancestry or heritage? Because there is a difference. And Ashley, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it just doesn't seem like it's genuine. And I said, Ashley, nothing you do on the show is genuine either, if that's the case. Get the fuck out of here with all that. I'm not with Ashley and this bullshit that she's trying to put on Stacey. So Wendy said, well, Stacey, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm your friend, but if you're gonna have this be the name of your business, you need to learn how to pronounce it correctly. And that Giselle was just so tickled by that. She said, oh, she ain't even pronouncing it correctly. So Tia informs her of how to pronounce it. And they were like, yeah. And Stacey's like, well, good. I'm glad I have my Nigerian sisters to tell me how to pronounce the word correctly. I'm glad I have you guys here. And Wendy just lets it go because Wendy laughs at herself, but she just lets it go. And then the ladies go on this GNA float. They were dancing, yada yada yada. It was okay. I'm not even Giselle didn't know there was a GNA float because GNA's words were literally this big, and it was a big ass float. So I said they don't take that shit serious, and no one knows what GNA is. It started out with fashion, now it's a wellness program that they do. I'm just. I'm over it. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about the opening scene? Do you feel that the ladies were valid to confront Stacey about her weed business?
Stacey is copying and probably was inspired to create a weed business from Wendy and Eddie. However, marijuana is not legal at the federal level. There's a lot of states that are starting to legalize it. And since marijuana has been legalized, I believe less than 17% of the people who own the industry and create strains are open cannabis clubs, stores, businesses, however you should put it. Less than 17% of those people are Black or people of color. So while people could be like, oh, she stole this idea, this is not like when Wendy made a candle and then Karen threw shade at the number of wicks that was in the candle and created the same thing. That was what these ladies should have been mad at, was Karen coming at Wendy with that bullshit. Stacey opening a legitimate business the same way that Wendy and Eddie did, who cares? Who cares? Now, it does look a little weird and it does look goofy because she's naming it after Nigerian stuff, but she's gone and had conversations with Wendy separately about all of it. And it kind of brings me back to the Quish Samuel situation with Stacey. These bitches are reaching and Stacey is carrying this season on her back because y'all have the most to say about Stacey doing something that somebody, your grand dame, did. Karen literally stole an idea from Wendy and then threw shade at her, and nobody had anything to say. Stacey was inspired by something that a lot of Black people aren't able to do. Mind you, when weed was illegal, the largest percentages of people that were in legal issues because of marijuana were Black communities.
Yep.
People are locked up to this day for holding an eighth of weed. So I support any Black person that wants to open up a marijuana business, especially in a legal space. It's also a very lucrative business if you can afford to do it. I don't see the problem. And she spoke to Wendy about it. So I'm tired of hearing the same stuff with them. They're coming for Stacey about shit that they never came at each other about, which just irritates us all. Separately from that, GNA is a joke. GNA is a joke. At least She by Sheree, we could go and order something and we know what we getting. We don't know what we're getting with GNA. We don't know anything. We know nothing. So I don't want to keep seeing GNA on this show. It gives me it's just something for them to do. Maybe they need to be more like Stacey and start a real business.
Or it was like Wendy said in her confessional, it's a tax precinct, which I suspected too. After it really wasn't determining what business it was just on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when they throw an event, they can write it off on taxes because there's the proof
Mm-hmm.
that they are supporting this. So I agreed with Wendy. I think that's exactly what it is. I also love this too. What Shani said, I loved it when Stacey just ignored Angel when she asked a question about social impact on the community with her new weed business. Why you didn't ask Wendy that question?
Right. Right. And what is that supposed to mean? The social
Right.
impact on the community of weed. There's a reason why weed is legal because the social impact on the community is minimal. The social impact on the community of alcohol is actually worse than weed, as quiet as it's kept. Comment on Karen and her impact.
Right.
A mysterious man ran from her car. She injured herself and hurt a tree. Trees can live forever. Karen had the tree fucked up. The tree provided this bitch with oxygen and she decided to crash into it. So I was like, Angel, you're not you're not on the red carpet questioning celebrities. And when you were on the red carpet, you used to ask celebrities some stupid fucking questions too. So I'm not surprised. But okay, Angel. Figure out why your man looked the way he looked.
We all wanted her to shut up Kevin Reynolds. I know that's right. And yeah, they didn't. Not one word was mentioned about that candle when Karen did it. So I don't understand why they're questioning. I don't know why they're questioning Stacey about it. It's stupid. We then have the ladies after the parade. They go up and they go have drinks and they talk to Monique, and they're welcoming her back slightly. They're saying it's good to see her and everything. Wendy says that the last time we saw you, you were married and lived with your family and everything, and now you're divorced. What happened? And she said that there was a lot of things that happened. She said she felt like she should have left that man when her daughter was 6 months old and her daughter is 10. So that goes to show you that marriage should have been done a long time ago. And she said that actually it was the ladies who kept them married longer because instead of arguing with him, she was arguing with all the ladies. And I just felt like that was a very interesting telltale. Very interesting telltale, because how many of us have had that situation where we argue with our friends versus taking that out on the people who really need it? So I'm glad she admitted that, because I felt like she was doing that. I wish I had my channel then, because I always said that about her. I felt like she was kind of misplacing anger. Some of it was warranted. Don't get me wrong. The situation with her and Giselle and Robin, absolutely warranted. But other shit, no. I do feel like she was misplacing anger. I do. Um, Tia asked the question, like, what was the straw that broke the camel back? And I said, Tia, you hella nosy. I'm noticing that about you. You are hella nosy. Because I don't even think I would have asked that question my damn self.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna learn after this episode. I don't fuck with Tia. Not worth one damn.
Oh, we're going to get
Her
there.
her accent is cute. It is, and I think that she's good for getting people like Ashley together. But Ashley is not the smartest person. If you put somebody up to Tia, who is smart, I don't think Tia could take them. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. So Monique said that, she notices it was something that Giselle had pointed out, that whenever Monique gets the spotlight away from Chris, he seems to have a problem with it. And just they flash back to when Giselle said that. So Monique said, I'm gonna test that theory out. So she had gave him sex, and then it had turned into a situation where it wasn't all about her, it was all about him. So she said, you will never enter me again. And then they broke up just like that. And they were all like, damn, Monique, really? Like, that's what really happened? And she said, yeah. Um, that seemed valid to me. It did. It seemed like that would be a valid thing to do, because there are not many opportunities you would have to test that theory other than fucking and maybe asking him to bring you out on a date or whatever. So I think it was kind of like a spare of the moment thing. So yeah. Hi, Kiwan. Make sure y'all subscribe to Kiwan now. Her channel be lit. I love it. I'm gonna watch her video next when she put out her video. So yes, I'm just getting a notification. Hey, we're glad that you made it, girl. We're glad you made it. So, oof, y'all. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Monique opening up to the girls? Do you think that this will parlay to her being full time next season? Like, how do you feel about it?
Um, I don't know. I actually like Monique now. I didn't care for Monique when she came on Potomac, her first go round. Even before her fight with Candace, I was like, why this girl coming on here acting like a ratchet hoe? I didn't understand it. Because that's how she used to act. You just could sense the anger on her. Kind of like when you go to the hood and girls just mug you for no good reason, that RBF you got to keep. So you could tell that Monique is lighter. Um, I think that she has done a little bit of work on herself. But I feel like Monique is going to use her divorce, being unhappy in her marriage, and the person she used to be, and I'm using air quotes, as an excuse to all of the bad behavior she had in the past. That's my only concern. But I don't really. If Monique comes back to Potomac full time, great. If she doesn't, great. Like,
Mhm.
honestly, it doesn't matter who to me would come back to this show. I feel like until Ashley and Giselle are gone, that this show will always kind of be in like a spinning cycle and like kind of that open revolving door of people coming in then leaving. So I don't know, but Monique, so far it's okay. I don't know what she's gonna do, but whether she comes or doesn't, I'm not tripping.
I have a theory about Monique. I'm gonna wait to the end because I don't want to jump too far ahead. But I have a theory about Monique and what I feel may happen, and I'm hoping that I'm right because it would be so ideal if it was to be right. Um, Shanny said, "Is it me or Ashley's skin tone a bit darker this season?" I don't
It's
pay
her
that much
makeup.
attention. Yeah, I about
She's
to say I
using
don't.
like these deep bronzers. I'm noticing in all of her makeup. I think she finally got a black makeup artist or something because Ashley looks a
Yeah,
lot better this season.
she's starting to look like Sheila to me, which is I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I always liked Monique on Potomac, but I never really was feeling her when she was on Love and Marriage DC. I didn't like her on that show either, but I think she was at her wits' end, so that's probably why I didn't like her because you could tell she was just fighting to stay married. Like you really could tell on that show from the snippets that I did see. Um, Next scene we have is Angel and Bobby go look at a house. It is a 4-bedroom, 6-bathroom that's worth 3.2 million. Remember their budget is 7. So they're looking at this house. It was very poorly decored. I don't know. I did not like that kitchen. I don't know who has a bright green highlighter ass kitchen, but that is not it. It was very, yeah. I would immediately walked in and said no. Because ironically, when I look at houses for myself personally, the kitchen is the first place I go. And if the kitchen's all the way in the back, I will walk past everything and look at the kitchen because the kitchen is one of the determining factors of whether or not I would buy a house. The second also being the master bedroom. So yeah, but I did not like that green ass kitchen. I don't know who the hell did that, but y'all need to fire whoever did that. Angel Bobby was looking at the house. He kept hitting his head on the beams and shit. And I said, yep, this ain't the house for y'all. That's a sign. He too tall for it. So they go outside. And once again, this is where we wanted Angel to stay home and not waste a scene of the show. She talks to her husband about the ladies, and she said that, even though Giselle apologized, I'm still processing, her calling me a catfish. I didn't like it. But what I really didn't like it was Wendy also co-signing it. And you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Giselle didn't call me a catfish at first. Wendy did. So I don't know why Wendy has this issue with me and everything. And I'm looking at this girl like, somebody get her, please. Somebody get her, please. Because now this has become old now. We've already beat this down to the ground, deep into the ground where we're not putting a rug over it because we no longer feel it serves a purpose. Why are you still talking about this? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't understand her. I don't. I'm trying. I'm really trying to give her a benefit of doubt. Her timing and placement is so off. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to say. As a viewer, Bravo, y'all need to get her today. If she don't talk about the shit at the moment that it happens, she don't need to mention it at all because this is old and this is stupid. We have already beat this down to the ground. We don't need to do anything else with the Angel. So for you to say you still gonna bring this shit up, I'm just like, oh god. Somebody please do something with her because I can't. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about that scene?
With Angel in her house?
Yeah, and the fact that she brought up the catfish thing again to Bobby and saying that she's now going to
She keeps
confront.
bringing this shit up because she knows it's true. Let me hold on. How I work this iPad? Bitch, that wasn't your face. It wasn't her face. It wasn't your face. And this is a problem with like today's time. A lot of these younger girls seem to feel like you got to put a filter on and look like your filter. Let me tell y'all this and in this order. If you use a fucking filter, we know you're using a filter. We know that you're using a filter. And eventually you're going to have to face people that see you on the internet and in fucking person. What is the problem? It didn't look like you, ho. It didn't look like you. It might look like who you want to be, but it doesn't look like who you are. And I want my money back because I paid Bravo to look at the face that's on the TV screen, and I keep having to look at this other woman in the catfish. Somebody call Neve and Max because Angel knows that's not her. She knows that that picture don't look nothing like her. And the thing of it is, it looks like from that picture, based on how she looks now and her age, it looks like she's just trying to look like the younger girls do. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just look how like, and she keeps talking about it when nobody else is talking about it anymore. And I'm
uh,
like, I don't want to hear nobody coming at me with Mrs. Best. She just had a baby. She's breastfeeding. She needs to cover them big old milk jugs up too. Cause I'm sick of seeing them spill out of all of her shirts and shit. Angel needs a maternity bra, therapy, confidence, and maybe an enema. She needs a lot of things and she needs them all at
not
once.
an
But
enema.
she does. I'm tired. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her. She's got to be full of shit. There's no way you're going to sit here on national television and tell us that you are still upset because someone said that you look like a catfish. You're not going to do this to me anymore, Angel. You're not. And honestly, as quiet as it's kept, since they like to talk about colorism as it relates to RHOP, girl, technically you are the preferred shade. So I'm looking at you like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You and your husband don't have shit else to talk about. So you talk about who reminds you of the misery that is in your heart. And misery loves company. And Angel always has to be around Kiana or that husband. Because every time she's running away from them, who she's calling? I'm going to call Bobby. This was overwhelming. Like, bitch, if I called my husband every time a bitch got on my nerves, he'd probably block my call and throw me off the phone plan. Like, this is ridiculous. Angel needs confidence. And the sadder part of it is her complaining about all of these things just makes her look more insecure. It makes us not like her even more. And now we're questioning your marriage because your nigga don't seem to care. He don't seem to
No.
care.
Child, Kiwan, listen, don't laugh that loud at your job. We need you to keep your good check, girl. Don't do that one now. Yes, we'll try to keep it down. We'll try to keep it down to a minimum, but you might want to press pause when we get to Tia. So yeah, I'm just saying, and just come back when you go on break and then watch that because we going in. So yes, in the interview, Angel said that the picture that we all see on the screen is not the same picture that they're talking about in that scene. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. And if it's not the same picture, I'm sure the picture they were talking about wasn't that far off. There.
I looked at her page, and the thing that Angel is missing is that the lady spoke about all of her pictures. The picture that was shown on the television was the picture that was the most catfished picture. But if we listen, they were speaking about they went and looked at her page, hers and Tia's. They looked at the pictures and they said, Giselle said, none of them looked like you. She wasn't speaking about just one photo. So, Angel, stop. Stop. Please stop.
Okay. Right. Y'all better be, I understand. I watch, trust me, I used to watch Bondi, Color Me Pink, and who else? It's Rocks all and Scotty all at work. And when I tell you I had to get up and close my office door because I didn't have time to be somebody walking in saying, James, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm just laughing. Trust me.
Just got to work at mental health. No one thinks anything of it when you just start laughing to yourself.
I said this in the beginning. I had asked Mrs. Best this on a live. I don't remember which live it was. I asked this because I felt like it. I felt this would it felt like it was initially, and Mrs. Best was kind of like teetering. She's like, she wasn't sure if this is really, because it didn't seem like it. But for me, I felt like it was. So I do agree with this comment now today, in today's time.
Yeah, I do as well. Because earlier it was too soon to really tell because the girl was crying for like her first 4 episodes. But after getting to know Angel and seeing how she moves, I'm like, it doesn't surprise me. Also, it just seems like she's really insecure about her body, which I can understand after giving birth. But most men, like after their woman gives birth, if you're married, is not concerned about your body. So it just tells me she might have some insecurities or something in her marriage. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Angel, but she should never come back to TV. And I'm mad at her for making me agree with Ashley Darby. She's a nice girl, but reality TV is not for her.
This is one of those times where I want Jazzy to reveal the friend so that Color Me Pink can interview her. Because now I want to know the story about
Mm.
that. I do. I want to know the story about that whole we missed the Plan B pill and I stole $30,000. Now I need to know that story now. I need to know. Okay. Definitely be laughing, girl. I got you. Yes, I agree. Today, Tia is not being well received on social media. Oh, they eating her up to this last episode, especially. They eating her up.
Are they?
Yes,
I
because
can't
I went on.
see it.
Oh, when you get back, you got to go to a couple pages, girl. They're
Yeah.
eating her up because she sounded ridiculous. James, you came live right at the right time because I'm no longer taking incoming calls. I'm only doing data entry, so I get to listen to that. All right, she needs to go. Angel, if that's what you're talking about.
Mm.
I think Angel is mad at
Clock
Bobby.
it, Kiwan.
I
Clock
do too,
it.
but she can't take it out. That's her meal ticket. She don't bite the hand that feed her. She ain't stupid.
Yeah, because we're
So
gonna hire her after this. And
yeah.
honestly, interviewers, I think people take for granted the skill that it takes to be a good interview, a good host, a good co-host, or whatever. And the way Angel acts, I don't feel like she was ever that good at her job. I'm sorry, I just don't. And then I remember her from BET had went
Mm-hmm.
and looked at some previous interviews, and I was like, oh yeah, this isn't. It's kind of like who's that? Jennifer Hudson. I hate
Mm-hmm.
the way she does her talk show, and I don't think she should have one. Angel gives that.
Oh, okay. I'm about to watch. I remember her slightly, but I just can't remember the capacity because it's been such a long time that I don't really recall. But we're gonna move on, y'all, because I got to get to some. We have a lot of scenes. So Giselle meets up with Ashley, Kay, and Tia. And they're all talking because Giselle is telling them that she's having an event to celebrate her and Robin's milestone of reaching 10 million downloads on, I believe it was Spotify. I don't remember. Um, and which is a huge monument. So she's having an event, and she wants all the ladies because that's pretty big. Like I have to give it to Giselle and Robin. That is very big. I think being on Real Housewives of Potomac definitely aided because I think a lot of people of us who watched it, I've never watched an episode of Reasonably Shady, but I think the people who have, I feel that we're curious from the show. So when people say going on reality TV is the suicide of careers, it also can be the very much blessing of careers as well, because they were able to make a little coin off of this, and I'm not mad at them. I'm proud of them for doing so. Um, the next thing we hear is Kay. And y'all, when Kay said this, I immediately rolled my eyes almost to the point where these motherfuckers almost fell out my head and ended up on the floor. So I'm just like, okay, Kay. So Kay lets us know that after the event, it probably wasn't even 10 minutes. She got a call from Cookie to talk about Karen. And Cookie said, hold on, Chris Samuels is calling me. Hold on right quick. And then when Cookie got back on the line, Chris Samuels says that he heard that Monique was trash talking him, saying that the sex was bad and that he treated her like a piece of meat. And Kiarna tells the ladies that it was Stacy who called Chris Samuels. Kiarna, I never thought you were stupid at any point of watching Real Housewives of Potomac. I never thought you were stupid. But I need you to understand something, that you taking a call from Cookie and Cookie telling you this is really fucking stupid. Because I highly doubt with any well-being that if Chris Samuel got word of Monique, his ex-wife, talking trash about him with other women, she would be the first call, not Cookie. So I don't bit more believe that. And for you to just take that and just run with it was just absolutely crazy to me, because I don't feel he would call Cookie of all people for somebody smearing his name if that's really what Monique did. I feel like he would call her and check her. So I'm sorry, Kay. Just so, Mrs. Best, do you have a difference of opinion? Do you feel that Chris Samuels called Cookie less than 10 minutes from Monique's spilling that tea?
Do I feel like Chris Samuels called Cookie?
Mm-hmm.
Why would Chris Samuels call Cookie?
That's what she said.
Is this the same Cookie that Monique says in another scene in this episode lied about being the child of a legend?
We gonna get there.
No,
Yeah, we
I
gonna
know.
get.
I'm just saying that to say, let me tell you this. As a woman, I don't trust no bitch that look like she in her 60s still putting blue magic in her hot comb. I also don't trust the bitch that knows that her titties are weighing down her back and has refused the breast reduction surgery that you know for a fact your federal insurance will cover when you're in her state. I don't trust the bitch who is friends with the lady who lied about having an alcohol problem, crashed into a car with her side piece, and had a fourth DUI. You are the company you keep. Karen's a common criminal and it look like her friends are too. I don't trust nothing that come out nobody named Cookie's mouth. Okay? Not even Cookie Lion from Empire. If your name is Cookie, I'm looking at you with a side eye. Cause I ain't met now one damn cookie in my 33 years, and I've met a few cookies, unfortunately,
Me
that have
too.
been pleasant. I ain't had not one sweet cookie. Low carb, low sugar. So I don't think that any of that is true. Why the fuck is Cookie here? Why is Cookie so involved? What is she doing? I don't understand. Why would Chris Samuels call her for anything other than to send her some Dove spray deodorant for under them titties? Why would anybody want to call Cookie? Why? I don't get it.
It would just be so random. Now I could see him call. Now if Kay said he called Cookie the next day and said, "Hey, what's going on with your girl?" or "I can't believe this girl did this," then fine.
Why would
Because
Chris Samuels call any of these women though? I think that's the bigger thing.
right,
Why would he call some people that really didn't even fully mess with Monique like that? It doesn't make sense. How are you guys coming across as someone that is so-called on Karen's side and calling out the mess, but then you have the audacity to make us think that Chris Samuels would call Cookie of all people? If he did hear some shit, wouldn't it make more sense for him to call somebody on the cast, not Cookie? I don't want to deal with the lies from this cast no more. I just don't.
and
I
my
just
thing
don't.
is, and then I'm gonna add this in it. If Chris really called Cookie to complain about that, then why didn't Cookie know that him and her and Chris Samuels had went on a date or so? Cookie didn't know that until Ashley spilled it.
Chris Samuels
So
ain't aligning or dealing with nobody of Cookie's kind. That's a low budget broke hoe who's got relevancy from a friend.
I'm
It's
trying,
true.
I'm trying to
It's
tell
true.
you.
It's true. And I would love to say it to Cookie's face and put my fingers all in her fucking face. Cause the moment she come for me, you ain't even got to swing. All you need is a little bit of endurance. And I exercise every fucking day. All you got to do with Cookie is run around the table. She'll get tired.
Oh man, yeah, Shandy, I agree. Kiana's a flop. Like she really is. That was stupid. Like I would have told the producers, get somebody else to tell the story. I'm not saying this shit because it sounds stupid. It does. And for her to believe it at face value, you don't even know Cookie. It's
Well, it's
like,
proof. I think DM Rox's comment is correct because this is something I was going to say next. I feel like this is Karen trying to keep the show going while she's gone. But let's call it a spade a spade. When Karen's on the fucking show, she don't give shit but quick
right.
reads and confessionals. And when she does give us stuff, it's funny scenes when her wig's falling off her head because she's drunk out of her mind trying to act sober on camera. So Karen, in my opinion, Miss Grandom is overrated and not so gram, a common criminal. She need AA. Her friend need a bra and a breast reduction and maybe some counseling. And Karen's probably trying to keep stuff interesting. Kiana's also close with Karen. So it does make sense that all of this is happening. I feel like if anybody reached out to Chris Samuels, it was Kiana. I don't think Chris Samuels
Mm.
called anybody. Why would Chris Samuels call anybody? He was barely involved when he was on the show with these hoes. I feel like Kiana probably reached out and she probably did speak to him about it, but I don't feel like it's a big deal because if he was really upset, he would have came and said something, or his mama, I know y'all remember his mama, would have came out and said something publicly. Cookie is a fucking liar, just like her best friend Karen. Birds of a feather flock together. Don't forget, Karen ain't marry Ray for love.
There you have it.
She married Ray to
So
get the fuck out of Surrey County. So I'm sick of Cookie. I don't want to talk about her no more. I'm tired of looking at her.
unfortunately we got to talk about her, but it's in a good way by the time we get there. So the next thing we have is a scene between Wendy and Monique. Now these two were on the same cast Monique's last season of the show, was Wendy's first season of the show, and because Monique got into the fight with Candace, and Candace is Wendy's friend technically, Wendy kind of didn't want much to do with her because her allegiance was with Candace. But now that time has passed and Monique seems to be in a better space, she feels like maybe they can move forward and, try to start anew. So, Wendy asked her, how did you feel about coming back? Like, what made you come back? And she said, it seemed like it was the right time. Ashley reached out to me. The girl seemed cool, but just she asked, "How are you with Giselle, Wendy?" And Wendy said, we're in a much better place now, to the point where I feel I can consider her a friend. I said, Wendy, you're using that word too loosely. I would say great acquaintance, co-worker
That's
until
why you
we
in the
go through some shit.
situation you in now,
Mhm.
Wendy. That's
Yeah, because you
exactly
you too
why.
trusting. Because I wouldn't trust Giselle
No,
like that.
she's not trusting. I that's why I say that's why Wendy's in the same situation to say Wendy doing whatever she can to keep this check, even if it means making friends with the hoe that came for her husband.
I can agree with that. But she tells Monique that her and Giselle should definitely have a conversation. And she said, "Oh, we definitely will." And she asked Wendy, has she's talked to Karen? And Wendy said, no, the last time she talked to Karen was, last season. Karen didn't come to the reunion, and she had heard by Stacy that that Karen was talking shit about her. So when she was going to confront Karen about it, Karen never showed up. And then Karen put out this video and there was no mention of Wendy on it. So Wendy took that as maybe that is validation that she probably was, because that's not her friend. That's not who she knew Karen to be, which is valid. To me, I feel like if I'm hearing shit, now I would have called Karen personally if that's me. But I guess for shits and giggles of it coming through the show, I guess Wendy waited until she had ample opportunity to be face to face with her. But, I guess that's, they're show friends. So I get it at the same time. So she tells Monique that she doesn't have any direct contact with her, but she said that the ladies have contacted her through Cookie, and Cookie. And Monique said, yeah, I know Cookie. I've known Cookie since 2007. And we've already said what Cookie has already said she's the daughter of, which I looked at that screen. I said, now Cookie. Now you and this man is the same age. Why the hell? But anyways, y'all. Um, she says that Cookie met Karen through her, which I thought was interesting. So her and Cookie ain't been friends that long. If we really think about it, Real Housewives of Potomac started when, y'all? 2015, 2016, and then Monique didn't come on the show until 2016 potentially, if I'm doing the math right. That ain't that fucking long. Cookie making it seem like she known Karen from way back in the heyday. So you met her. Oh, okay, gotcha. Got it. Now
I
see,
feel like it's kind of obvious Cookie and Karen haven't known each other long because there was like, if you pay attention to the friendship and how Cookie came about, it was random. We haven't seen too many people that these women are like close with in their personal lives, but we've seen lots of events with Karen, lots of people there. We've never seen Cookie at any of them going back really. So it, these two, it's clear they don't know each other like that. But that's interesting
it is interesting.
that Cookie is leaving that part out. That's how you even know Karen in the first place. So if you knew Monique first, then why the fuck are you doing all of this coming for stuff about Monique and her husband? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Yeah, I 100% agree. So that was pretty much, the meetup with them. They do decide to start anew, which I'm here for a little bit. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I'm about to move on.
No, I didn't care for it.
Yeah. So we move on to the scene. Stacy and her husband Timo take little Arabella to her swimming lesson. And it, you can tell it's very early in the morning because he talking about he cold. Like, it's too cold. And I could tell he didn't want to be on camera either. But Stacy got to get this check. So he gonna have to show up and play out. So as little Arabella's in there, doing her swim lessons, Tia comes up and she introduces herself to Timo. She goes, heard a lot about you, and her and Stacy engage. And they begin talking, and Tia asked if they would come to a couples dinner with her husband, and Wendy and Eddie. And Timo says, right now I'm going out of town. I'm going out of the country. I can't make it. And she goes, oh no. She goes, are you still going to be out of town for Giselle's event? That's going to be Saturday. And he goes, yeah, not going to be here. And Stacy said, yeah, I don't think he's going to get back until next week. Now, Stacy's word was, I don't think he'll get back until next week. So keep that in mind, y'all. The next thing we see is Timo said, I gotta go. I got to go. I got to go. So he abruptly, because it was very abrupt. It wasn't like he goes, well, I'll see you back at the house or anything. He just automatically, he tells Tia goodbye and he walks away. So Stacy tells Tia, she goes, look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't think that Timo really wants to meet the ladies. I don't think he really wants to be in this situation. And that's just my personal feeling. And that's what she told Tia. So mind you, she told Tia that I don't think he's comfortable with meeting the other ladies. And then she jokingly said, well, when Giselle brings her boyfriend, and that's when I'll bring, because then I know the shit is serious. Because she says some of the ladies she doesn't feel is worthy of meeting him based on what they're putting her through. And I agree with Stacy. I do. I wouldn't introduce my husband if they were coming for me talking about I'm dating this one, I'm lying, paying this one, and everything like that. I wouldn't come around them either. So she asked, in front of Timo, she said, can I just be a threesome? Which was a weird word because I told you I have a feeling about Tia and her husband. I do. I have this feeling about them. I just do. It's just something about both of their energies. I feel like I'm looking at, and I'm going to say this is allegedly, I feel like I'm looking at two gay people who married each other. And this is allegedly. And I'm just saying, this is how I feel. Because something about them just does not spark husband and wife who are actually into each other. That's just my opinion. But Tia's gonna get ready for filth. So I'm preparing you guys for this now. There's gonna be two parts when I read Tia for filth: that dinner and the end scene. So I just want to prepare everybody for that. Um. So Mrs. Best, how did you feel at this point with Tia and Stacy's exchange?
I think Stacy was trying to get cool with Tia and like make another ally because she's smart. She realizes she needs to. I think Tia went there already with her mind made up about Stacy. Tia was introduced as Giselle's friend. I'm starting to see why. Um, Nothing too much crazy happened in this scene, but I don't like how words were twisted. I just like to remind everyone that Timu or however the fuck you say his name, he um he made it very clear I'll be flying out tomorrow, the date that they were supposed to go to the dinner. That was questioned later on. He also made it very clear he did not know when he would be back. He could be back at any time. Tia, if your husband had a job that required him to travel, you might understand that. But he doesn't. He got a job, but not the kind that Stacy's man got. Um it just feels like Tia is looking for something to have an issue with Stacy, and I feel like the reason she's looking for that is because of Giselle and the other women. If you hear
Mm-hmm.
from a bunch of other people, oh, she's a liar, this and that, it's natural in human nature to like be a little trepidatious and be like, maybe I should watch this person, maybe I should. But it just seems like Tia went into that looking to have a problem versus going in cautious but still having an open mind. It also looked like Tia was kind of low key judging the relationship and the dude being
Yep.
there, which I didn't like because some people don't want to be on camera. Usually, the people that don't want to be on camera are the people who don't need the benefit that the camera can often offer. And I feel like Stacy's husband doesn't need to be on camera. He probably doesn't want to be on camera. He watched the lady he getting back with be dragged. this whole fake relationship storyline with TJ, stuff all over the blogs, alleged contracts. I wouldn't want to deal with these women either. If I was on any reality show, the last reality show I would want to be on as a spouse of anybody is Potomac, because none of these women understand basic coof and fucking respect. You don't get to just question people about every decision they make in their life or what their spouses are doing just because you don't trust it or want to know something. Like, it's rude. So nothing much happened in this scene, but I see you, Tia. You ain't fooling nobody.
She sure ain't. Did you hear when Tia said, "Oh, that'll be when pigs fly," right? Yeah, 'cause she was talking about Giselle. Giselle bringing a man on the show. Giselle's not bringing no man on no show. She's just not going to do it. And I don't blame Stacey, because why should Giselle get a pass for that? And Stacey got to bring her man on the show.
Exactly. Tia, you questioning Stacy basically and judging her situation when the person who brought you on the show can't bring no man on the show. And when she did, we got Monique in a cute bob with a great dress and a binder to read Giselle for filth. So I don't like how these women move on this show. Like the Potomac Housewives, there's some fucking bullies.
Absolutely. Shani said, I don't think Todd from Salt Lake City really want to be on camera either. No, he doesn't. I don't think he wants to deal with them, and he doesn't want to deal with Lisa and her craziness either. Like,
I mean, Andre's comment above it, I think that's hi Andre, I hope you're having a good day. That is important to me because Shamia is the perfect example in today's time of current
mhm.
housewives era. If a man don't want to be on camera, don't make him come on camera. And that's the one criticism I have for Stacy. If you know your man not comfortable on camera and y'all are just getting back together and figuring it out, if y'all really fucking with each other, protect your love bubble and make it clear he don't want to be on camera. And that will actually do her better on the storyline because they already think she's a liar after TJ. So it don't matter who she bring around, whether it's the ex-husband or a new man. These women are always going to question any man that Stacy brings around, even though they can't bring none around. So it's one of those things. It's weird, but we'll see.
Andre Shan said, "Until the petty moms go their daughter sons, Real Housewives of Atlanta." That
I,
binder.
that binder was one of the best reunion moments when she yelled out that man's number and gave an actual area code. I said, "Oh,
Hmm.
oh," and she further proved Giselle one line because Giselle just sat there calm. Because if somebody read out my husband's phone number on national television, there's nothing that could have peeled me off that bitch, unless you don't give a damn and ain't really dating them.
Right, exactly. Todd didn't say no to Bravo. He didn't say no to Bravo
He
when it
wish he
comes
did.
to he wish he did. And that's what I'm saying. He thought this was probably going to be a different experience where he didn't have to interact or he didn't have to do anything. I think Todd went into this with the perception that Brown was just going to do this on her own and did not need him. I think that that's the impression he was under. And then when shit started to go left, now he's like, I don't want to deal with the women. I don't want to deal with anything because I didn't think I had to. I really think that he was just probably misled in the perception of what this is. Because when you watch Housewives, a lot of them don't have fucking husbands. So he's just thinking in his mind, okay, I don't have to participate. Because when you look at the premise of the show, a lot of these women don't have men. So I'm thinking I'm dodging the bullet, but no, that's not what it is. Because when you own these shows, they tell you we're gonna be all up in your business. Don't have no skeletons because we're gonna find them. So yeah. Next face was cracked. That binder was everything. Ladies from every housewife franchise been trying to duplicate it in some way and have failed. They have,
Yep,
absolutely.
failed. You'll never be as good as the original. I wish people would get that.
Dean Rock said, I hate the way Stacey says her daughter's name. It's an Arbella. Oh Lord. Giselle has never been a housewife on this show.
And she
Not a
never
legit one.
will. She
And
never
yeah.
will. By the time she
She
get
too damn
around
shallow.
finding,
That's what the fuck is wrong with her.
I don't even feel like Giselle is shallow because if she was shallow, she would pick a better quality of man and a better looking man to date. All the men she date look the same. None of them are impressive, which is crazy because I could say a lot about Giselle, but she's an attractive woman. Like, baby, do better.
I'm on Tia's side at the end. Interesting. We'll get there, DM Rocks. We'll get there. All right. So moving on from there, Giselle is coming to see the space where she's going to be having her event. She has her, I'm assuming this is the event coordinator and her daughter Grace at the event. Now, I thought Grace was 21. I didn't know Grace was only 19 years old. So why the hell was she at that bar? Anyways, y'all, that's not nothing to do it. But She tells him, oh, it's gonna look so nice and everything. But did you hear? Did you hear what Stacy just did? She called Chris Samuels after we had the dinner. Did you know that? And I'm looking at her like, how the fuck would he know that? Does he know Stacy too? Is this a mutual friend between the two? Too? How the fuck would he know that? And once again, Giselle, this ain't had shit to do with you, but you want to make sure this is mom. She goes, I was thinking about disinviting Stacy. Child, whatever. At this point, you needed her because the shit wouldn't have popped off for your event and saved your job had she not shown up. So you need her, pretty much. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I'm going to move on to the dinner.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So now we have this dinner. We have the two couples meeting up. We have Tia and Rod meeting up with Eddie and Wendy. Now they're meeting up, and this is the first time the wives are meeting the husbands. I don't think Tia's met Eddie yet, and we know Wendy has not met Rod yet. And so we have, little pleasantries, little conversations. They ask how they met. Wendy and Eddie knew each other since they were 17. Wendy wasn't interested in Eddie at first because he didn't have a car. And then when they got to college, she saw him again, and now he had a car, and she was very much interested, which gave me she was always attracted to him, but she didn't lower her standards. You got to have some things. That was me in high school. Sorry, not sorry.
Maybe she should have lowered her standards. Maybe she wouldn't be in the situation she's in right now. That no, for real. And I like not. I know it's a funny thing, but to be on a serious note, like there is no reason as a Black African immigrant that you should come here, African to African, Wendy. There is no reason that you should have came here and worked that hard with all of them degrees. And it shows that even when you was young, you cared about materialism. That's not expectation. And I think a lot of people, women and men, confuse expectations with being materialistic. And that's why a lot of y'all are single. I said what I
Mhm.
said. Y'all can cancel me if you want, but I got somebody. I don't give a fuck.
She said, I don't care. Nobody said I love me some finger waves, especially if they're done correctly. I liked Wendy's hair. Wendy's hair. Now, Marie Monroe. This is what finger waves are supposed to look like. Soft, oiled, moisturized. They look.
Marie is using a pound of Pro Style a day for her waves. Okay, leave intergalactic. She's on another planet, y'all. Okay, that's the one time I'll say we not on Marie's level. She's on a whole nother planet.
Who is Marie Monroe? She's on the show Bell Collective that I recap. So I thought I could have sworn she was on the recaps with us, but okay, maybe not. So Tia says how she met Rod. She said that she met him in New York in 1999, just before the new millennium. And Eddie was doing the math, and I was too. I said, "Damn, Tia, how old are you?" Because shit, that's a long ass time. And she said that she originally lied about her age to this man because, from what I understand, he's about 7 or 8 years older than she is. So she had lied about her age, and then they started dating, and then eventually they got married and had the kids and everything. And I said, and then she also said in her confession she used to lie about she used to say she was half Cuban because she thought that was exotic, and she said this is what you get when you take your child and put them in a boarding school with all white children. So I'm looking at Tia like, girl, she's crazy. But Stacy comes up in conversation because Stacy was supposed to be there. And Tia said, well, Stacy told me that her husband was catching a flight and that he wasn't going to be able to make it. And Wendy said, oh, because normally Stacy would just come anyway. But then she said, and Tia said that Stacy felt like I was the safest one to meet her husband, out of all of the ladies. And I was looking at Tia like, oh Lord, here we go.
I
Here we
mean, you
go. Here we
just
go.
said
Here we
it a
go.
couple seconds ago. She just admitting to telling all sorts of lies that are not okay. I remember my husband told me a story about a girl he dated before me that lied about her age. He dumped that bitch. He said, I never called her again. Because why the fuck would you lie about that?
Right.
So I don't
And
think people realize like the significance of lies. These are the lies you pay attention and get mad at, not the ones that Stacy is telling.
right, because that's not quite what Stacy said. And when she said, and if she did say it in that context, she wasn't referring to Wendy being included in that. So, and then she also said that, no, when she said it, Wendy was taken aback. So she said, well, I'm about to call Stacy right now. because I need to get to the bottom of this. So Wendy called Stacy. She said, Stacy, how you doing, girl? She said, I'm here with Tia. And Tia told me that you invited her because you felt like she was the only person safe enough to meet your husband. And she said, oh, no, that's not true. And she said, well, why are you not here, Stacy? She goes, well, to be honest with you, Timo was not comfortable with coming around. So he wasn't really comfortable. And Tia said, no, that's not what you said. He said he was going out of the country. And I'm looking at Tia like, that is what she told you. That's exactly what she told you. The same thing, the same way Stacy told Wendy was the same thing that she told Tia. I don't think he's comfortable enough to go to come around you guys. I just don't think he's comfortable enough. And I was like, Tia, she literally said that. And so Tia focused so heavily on that. So when Stacy said, oh, well, he just got in tonight. Like he literally just came in. Everyone's thinking that she's lying. But like Mrs. Best said, that man never said when he was coming back. I know plenty of people who go on business trips and literally come back the same day. It's not hard to do. It's not like he said where he was going, because that could have been Canada. That's not a far flight. And that's out of the country. So I was like, okay, he still could have been telling the truth. Like, but that's not what she told you, Tia. And the fact that you're running with that narrative to fit the other ladies of the group's perception about Stacy really says a lot about you too. The fact that you're that influenced about that. And I know a lot of y'all probably won't agree with me, but I'm only going based upon what Stacy said. And Stacy said the exact same thing to Wendy that she did to Tia. The exact same words. It's up to Tia to be able to discern whether or not she remembered the conversation. Because obviously she did. She just took what that man said and ran with it and made it a whole situation. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, y'all. I thought that was very crazy of her to do that. Because you don't recall her telling you that same shit. So come on. Uh-oh, here come Kevin Reynolds, y'all. Here come Kevin Reynolds. Come on, Kevin Reynolds, put it in the chat before I invite you up here with me and Mrs. Best right now. Because I need to hear this from you. Tia does not have a marijuana business. Yeah, she doesn't. Tia's mission to meet Stacy was to be nosy. And exactly. And that's the thing. And I wish Stacy would have picked up on that, because I saw that she was asking too many, even with Monique, she was asking way too many invasive ass questions that I don't think you should know if you're just meeting somebody. That shit was crazy. Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Why would you need to know that? You don't know this lady. So, and also, some with me being a motherfucking bitch ID makeup, she's not lying about her age. Tia is. She was reaching. I really do feel like that. I feel like Tia was reaching. Now, I'm not saying Stacey. Okay, here's the thing. I get we say Stacey be lying. Got it, y'all. Got it. I totally got it. But the shit that I feel like she's not lying about has been proven that she's not lying about that shit. We still have yet to see a lawsuit with TJ's name on it. I'm still waiting on someone to bring that evidence to me. No one has brought it to me yet. So with that being said, I don't believe she paid him until someone shows me the receipts. TMZ did their research and saw she was actually, in fact, divorced. She's still divorced today. So she was not lying about that. So I'm trying to figure out, like, y'all, if y'all don't see a side with this, I really want to understand why. I really want to understand why, because we saw Stacy say out her own mouth what she feels. And if they're lying about a flight, she didn't say he was taking a flight. Her husband did. So she can call Timo the liar, but not Stacy, if we really want to put context to words. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about that?
That's exactly why this man don't want to film. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly why he doesn't want to film. Who the fuck are you to question somebody else's husband on what they got going? Is that your man? Do I question James on what Gio doing? Am I questioning any of y'all on what your spouse doing? My man, my business. It should be that way.
Right.
So it's like, Tia, get a life. Get a fucking life, Tia. Please. And quick. Because it's looking like you figured out who's who in this group and you're aligning with majority versus quality. So I don't know. I don't see it for Tia. I just don't. I like Tia's family dynamic and feel like she's entertaining there. but she's wishy-washy and she's up and down. And I feel like she hides behind
Mm-hmm.
her accent, her royalty, her upbringing as a way to make herself look and present as something that she's not. But honestly, Tia just gives me uppity, judgmental black lady. I'm sorry. It does. She just does.
Yeah, I have to agree with that too, y'all. It
Because
does give that.
why are you yelling in Stacy's face and upset? Don't let the accent fool you. When she said that, I said, this lady's full of shit. And I know a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, oh, I like that, because she did this. But when you're doing it to a person who's been ganged up on, it doesn't receive and doesn't come off well. Go have that same energy, Tia, with Kiana. Give that same energy to everybody else. Because Tia's in everybody else's fucking business. She done commented on Kiana and Wendy's issues. She done commented about Karen. She done spoke about Monique. She met Monique for the first time and was asking questions about her marriage and why it ended, as if she knows this lady. She threw shade at her friend who brought her on the show, Miss Giselle, talking about pigs gonna fly before the time we see a man from Giselle. Like, Tia is messy. And a lot of people struggle to see messy for what it is when someone is messy in an astute or polite type of way, which Tia does it. So it'll go right over people's heads. But Tia had no reason to come at Stacy like that, because at the end of the day, if we really pay attention to what the fuck the issue was and that Tia's mad about, so you're basically upset that her husband didn't come on a double date? Are you upset that her husband is not filming? Like, what are you really mad at, Tia? And how is what you're mad at, how does that impact you? How does that impact you? Let's say Stacy did tell a lie about her husband going on a plane. How does that impact Miss Tia? How?
It doesn't. And that's what's the crazy. And then the thing about it is Stacy didn't even say that day they were at the pool.
But
Stacy didn't
Tia
say
is so
nothing.
busy trying to
Mm-hmm.
prove that she's like the other women and dislikes Stacy just like they do. Tia's trying to fit in. Just because you
Yep.
royalty don't mean you not a pick me. It doesn't. What Tia
True.
needs to do is head to a sex store and get certain toys that will fulfill what her husband actually needs. That's what Tia needs to do. You
Ooh,
yelling about this lady's husband, but your husband is leaving a bunch of fucking minors alone to call the police and handle a situation.
preach.
While
And
Stacy's man is showing up for his baby on swim practice in between flights. The fuck is your nigga doing, Tia? Stop. Worry about your own before you worried about somebody else's.
yeah. So we're gonna move along, y'all, to the next scene, which is Giselle's event. She lets us know Robin cannot be there, which I thought was a slap in the face. She said that Robin did not like the way that her last season was handled, so she just politely declined because she didn't want to be a part of the show. I said, "Oh, so you were insulted because they didn't want to renew your contract?" Okay, got it,
Wasn't she
Robin.
at BravoCon, Robin?
Yeah,
That was stupid. That might be your last BravoCon, Robin.
yeah.
Just because a show gets rid of you because you choose to lie for seasons and seasons, and then you say, well, I'm not going to show up. You won't get your profit off of me. Bravo will say, fuck you so quick. If they threw you away before, Robin, why won't they throw you away again? What's
I'm just saying, just stupid. And all the ladies did take heed of that. Like, why would she not be here? Like, that's crazy as hell. Like, this is something that y'all both started on the backs of this show, mind you. So why the hell would y'all? Why would you not be here? That's crazy. And then you're gonna leave Giselle hanging. That was kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody is there, including Jazzy. Jazzy comes with the newfound husband that she just married on the show. Everyone's pretty much there, and as people are arriving and everything, Giselle makes her speech and everything, and Stacy decides to go ahead and pull Wendy and Tia to the side. So when she pulls um Tia's aside, she tells Tia, like, I don't appreciate you, you know, coming back and telling Wendy all this information and making it seem like I'm trying to exclude her from meeting my husband and everything. And Stacey's like, I'm gonna stop you right there. And I'm gonna let you know that first off, I was very interested in getting to know you, or I was interested because I didn't want to believe what people were saying about you, you being a liar, you being this, you being that. I didn't want to believe those things. But now, since you've proven those things, I now have to look at you with the side eye. And Stacey was looking at her like, oh, you're exhausting already. Like, I ain't even trying to hear. Stacey was kind of just shaking her head and just ignoring her and everything. And when she said, don't let this accent fool you, Stacy's like, oh, so you wanted to show up to work today? Oh, okay. Very good, very good. And Giselle's like, oh, that's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. And I'm looking at Giselle like, shut up. Because you know you living for this shit. Shut up. So Kiana comes in once again. And I'm not going to go over Angel's little scene. I know I'm skipping over Angel because I want to, because that shit was stupid. It was stupid. Mrs. Best, do you want to cover Angel? Because I'm skipping over that. Does anybody else in the chat want me to talk about Angel? Go ahead and put up a yes or no, because I'll go over it if y'all want me to, but I'm going to skip right over it because I
I
don't
am
care.
so sorry. I didn't hear what you said. My job
Um,
figured out how to call me, and I'm out of the country.
uh-oh. No, I was saying, do y'all want, I was saying, do you want me to talk about Angel's confrontation with Giselle, about her confronting her over the picture debacle? Because I'm over that.
We already
That's what,
talked about it episodes ago. It
yeah.
ain't it's not you, boo. You don't gotta talk about that. We know that don't look like that hoe.
Yeah. So Kay comes up and was like, okay, so we gotta talk about this right now. This is the time where I want to bring it up. So I left that event. I left Ashley's event and I called Cookie. And Cookie told me that Chris Samuels called her and told her that Stacey said that Monique was slamming Chris Samuels and everything. And Stacey was like, the fuck are you talking about? And she goes, oh no, you know what I'm talking about, Stacey. You know what I'm talking about. And Stacey's like, I don't know what she's talking about, y'all. What is she talking about? What is she saying now? And Giselle's like, you know, Stacey, you know. Well, Cookie is here. You want me to bring Cookie up? And Wendy was like, Kiana, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck is all of this? Like, what are you doing? She goes, I just want her to know, like, I don't think it's safe for her to be talking about, you know, calling people's husbands and stuff. That is so rude and everything. And Cookie's like, yeah, you know what you did. Don't look at me like that. You know what you did. And so she looked at her and was all like, what did I do? She goes, oh, no, you called him. You know you called him. And Wendy was like, wait. Y'all are doing too much. First off, hey, understand something. Monique is not here. And she says that whenever Cookie's around, Cookie's not a safe person when it comes to Monique. So I would prefer us not to speak on her if Monique is not going to be present because Cookie don't see it for her. And Stacey pointed her finger and was like, yeah, that part. And Cookie said, don't you point your finger at me again. And Stacey pointed it right back at her. She said, I'm not playing with you. Don't you point that finger. And she goes, well, here it is. Matter of fact, let me get closer to you so I can point this finger. Excuse me, Giselle, let me get closer so I can point this finger. And got right in between Kiana and Cookie and said, and pointed that finger. And she said, bitch, you need to take a bath. That's why you stank. And I said, Cookie, that's all you could do. So this let me believe right here that Cookie really ain't about it the way she say she is. Because if you was really about it when she pointed that finger, why you didn't do nothing, Cookie? Why you didn't bounce, Cookie? Because when I tell you Stacey was ready for that ass, I think you know Stacey can fight. And
Let
I
me
think
tell
you
you,
know Stacey was ready.
Stacy is from Detroit, Michigan. We have a huge population of people who move from Detroit to the Bay Area where I'm from. One thing about them people, when people be trying them and stuff, they are the kindest people. I love black people from Detroit, but don't fucking sleep on them and don't fucking play with them. Do not take their not kindness for weakness because they will get you together. I'd also like to point out to the ratchet hoes like Cookie that just because a girl speaks well and is cute and seems a little uppity don't mean that she won't tear the eyelash off your eyelash. It won't rip you anywhere it hurt.
Or
Don't
like
try it.
Shani said, swing on one of them big ass titties.
Right. I be just twisting the shit out her areolas. Now what, bitch? Like, don't do that. Cookie, ain't no way. If you go say something like that, you better get the hand out my face and you better be ready to follow it up with something.
Right, because Stacey pointed that finger right back at her. And then she said, you best not point that finger at me. And she said, okay, well, let me get closer then so I can point this finger. Let me get closer because I want to see what you about to do. Let me point this finger. And she did it again. And I said, Cookie, where is it? All you can say is she need to take a bath with her funky ass. That's all you could come back with? Really? Cookie? Okay. Get Cookie out my face. Bravo, don't y'all bring Cookie ass back on this show no more. Don't y'all bring, because that was an epic fail. Whatever the fuck that was supposed to be was an epic fail. Once again, Kiana, you are failing. This
Kiana
was
keep bringing up shit
stupid.
at other people's event, and if this was any other Housewives franchise, people would have called her out on that shit. Because why are you ruining so many different people's events, Kiana? But when it comes to your little raggedy events, nobody's ruining nothing.
Right. And
Kiana's
then
always
Kim,
throwing some stuff and then it don't have nothing to do with you. Cookie, you don't even know Stacy. You have no reason to have a problem with her. And Cookie, you need to stop threatening people because the criminal record you got, go
okay,
ahead. You can't say nothing. Get that finger out my face. I would have done the same thing too, Stacy. Because what the fuck you gonna do, Cookie? Because whatever you do, is it a parole violation? What is it? Because Cookie allegedly be scamming too. I shouldn't even say alleged because she been convicted and tried. But
we're gonna say alleged because I don't feel like dealing with Cookie on my channel. I'll block her. So Kiana then follows up with, see, Stacy, this is why nobody can trust you. This is why everybody tell you lied, Stacy, you flawed, Stacy. I would never trust you around my husband. Stacy said, you don't even have one. Boom,
never had
Kiara can
one.
say nothing. I
Never
said,
had
gotcha,
one.
gotcha. No, she said, Kay, you showed up to work today, Kay. Look at you, Kay. You always at a zero. Now you're at a two.
A
Go
two.
ahead, Kay. I said, that's right, Stacy. Eat that ass right up. I was so here for Stacy. I'm
And they
sorry,
just stood
y'all.
there. And this is what these are the worst type of bullies. The ones where when you fight them back, they don't know what to do. They
They
just sit
don't.
there with egg on their face. They don't know what the hell to do. Cause Kay looked, I said, oh no. But with Deborah Kay, when somebody came at you, you was about it and ready to fight. But now
Mm-hmm.
when you get reminded that you ain't got a man, never had a man, can't keep one, he got a nice new house and you in a condo, fitting hella people in production in a small space. Now you want to feel away. It's always a bitch that can't keep a man that got something to say about somebody else's relationship.
Right.
Kiana, you are dating the most emotionally unavailable social worker I have ever met, and I am a social worker. So I don't understand. I don't understand how
Baby.
Kiana could say anything to anybody when last season we could have alleged that she was lying about a lot of shit with Greg, which she probably was, because based on what we saw and what she was alleging, we've been together this long, and it's not. No, Kay is trash.
Very much so. It was, baby, it was windy and jazzy for me. That was just laughing because I would have hollered.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all think let me tell y'all something about Stacy. Stacy ain't with all that. Stacy gonna read you for absolute filth. Stacy is clocked in. Stacy is charged up. Um,
What did she lie
what did
about?
she lie about? Andre, what did she lie about?
Because what she was alleged to lie about was her husband, but Themo did say, I fly out tomorrow. They were trying to make it
Stacy
seem
never
like,
said
oh,
that.
he flies out tonight. Stacy never said that. The man
She never
said
said
himself
that.
on camera, I fly out tomorrow. And
I
it sounded
watched
like
this
he was gonna
episode three
say,
times.
it sounds like he was gonna say, I don't know when I'm back. And then Stacy stepped in and said he should be
Maybe.
back sometime next week, we hope.
Yes.
So there was not a lie in this episode that Stacy told. But because Stacy lied about TJ and came on the show lying, which she should not have done, it's gonna result in the audience feeling like Andre. A lot of people feel that way, like, oh, Stacy lies. But who cares if she lies in front of the brand new housewife Tia, because Tia's a messy bitch. And y'all may not see it now, and that's
But you will.
fine.
Yep.
But in a couple of seasons, you're gonna see how bitches like Tia move. She's messy as hell. She's messy,
Mm-hmm.
messy, messy. But she's gonna be messy in a calmer way. I'll never forget that she was introduced by Giselle. There's a reason
Yep.
for that. There's a reason. So I don't know. Stacy is the only reason. Lied about what
But
though?
what did she
What did
lie?
she, if you say someone lies, you
What did
have
she
to
lie?
say what they lied about. I'd also like to remind you, like Naya said, Giselle lied about dating Pastor Holy Whore, lied about dating that man from Summer House, has
She
lied
lied on
about her
Chris
relationship
Bassett.
status, lied on Chris Bassett. Karen has lied about the state of her marriage, her finances, whether she rents or owns on this show, an alcohol problem, and 4 DUIs. What has Stacy lied about in this episode? Until someone can tell me, we can't say that she lied without saying what the lie is. You can't
Right.
call someone a liar and then not say what it is. But I just don't understand how people can be so angry at Stacy for lying over trivial shit when the other women on this cast done lied about the deepest of the deep and are all criminals. At least Stacy
Absolutely.
ain't got a mugshot. You could tell as many lies as you want when it come to paying her taxes, filing claims for her insurance. she's not lying with there. So I'm looking like
And as I said, the shit she did lie about, maybe she did lie about TJ being her boyfriend, maybe. But when
But
it
that
comes
was a
to
dumb
paying,
lie because it was
but
clear that TJ is nobody's boyfriend unless
no, it
he's
was clear
truly.
that if he was on, if that was, he was using her the same way she was using him
Hmm.
for clout. And as I said, I want to see the lawsuit. If someone can tell me where that lawsuit is, where she actually agreed to pay him, then I will let that shit go and say that she lied. But until then, I don't see her lying. Until then, I don't see a lie.
Yeah.
Um, Chris Bassett wasn't even cute or funny. She changed that man's life over bullshit. But we're mad at Stacy. She's brown, shady, and lies like all humans.
Hmm. I mean, everyone on this cast is a
No, I
liar.
knew what you meant, Naya. I got you. I knew what you meant. But it wasn't. That shit was crazy. That shit could have had. I think wasn't he fired from his job?
Yes, he
I
was.
believe he was
He
fired. Yeah,
lost
he
his
was fired from
job.
his job for this shit.
I'm like,
So
people want to be mad at Stacy, and it seems like they're coming for Stacy harder than they come for someone like Giselle, who's done just so much worse on this show.
nobody
But
comes for
I
Giselle.
always feel like Potomac as an audience, which is part of why I didn't want to cover Potomac in the series with me and James was figuring it out. Because I feel like the audience, because we've had so many of the same housewives on here for so long and they've all lied. I feel like every time someone new comes on Potomac, the ladies haze them as if they're in a sorority or some shit.
Yep.
And they need to stop doing that. But I also feel like people like Stacey who come on TV, if you're going to come on reality TV, this is why you have to be careful. Stacey and I said this last season with Stacey, and James has always maintained the like, oh, well, I don't care if she lied about something small. But what my perspective was and why it was a big deal is because this is your first time on reality TV. You don't come on reality TV with a lie this big. You'll never live it down. People are still talking about Walter and Kenya Moore, and that was over 10 years ago, even though Kenya gave us reality TV gold for years, but people will never fully believe everything she says, and they're always still insinuating she's a liar because of her first season. So I feel like Stacey made a huge mistake with that TJ bullshit, and now it's following her. And the cast saw that the audience was upset at her lies last season, so now they're going to call her a lie or every freaking season. And it's annoying. So I'm just glad Stacey can handle it, but
Hmm.
Tia had her fucked up, and we're not gonna let a British accent that sounds delightful get away from the fact that this hoe is messy and
Yeah.
got a lavender marriage.
And the fact that you wanted to take some context out of words when it came to Stacey explaining to your ass, because as I said, I watched that scene over and over because I wanted to make sure, because I it didn't make sense to me the first time I watched this, y'all. Tia didn't make sense to me at all because I was like, wait, I don't feel
She
like
had no
Stacey
reason
said
to
that.
have that energy. Tia
Yeah, I
told
was.
lies on Stacey. How you gonna be telling lies while accusing somebody of being a liar? You've lost us all. But Tia has no reason to have the energy. It just doesn't make sense.
No, I think
Like,
you.
so you're mad her husband's not in town? Like, what are we?
I feel like she circled through the group
Yep.
and tried to see who she could align with, and it was very obvious she was going to align with Giselle and Ashley. And because those two don't see it for Stacey right now, you're going to align yourself with them so you can look better with them. As I said, she is a pick me. I do agree with Mrs. Best. She is a pick me. So I feel
Mhm.
like that's what she did. She wanted to align with Giselle and Ashley, so she did. And so that means going against Stacey, which is stupid because honestly, Tia, you would have been better on Stacey's side of the fence than you would be Giselle because Giselle's going to turn on you.
And it's one thing to stay on their side. You could have just not messed with her, but to go as far as to have dinner with her, then to try and holler, then to go to dinner with her friend and try to turn her closest ally in the group against her by saying, "Oh, she said that even though she's closest with you." Like Tia was messy. She was messy. If Tia would not have went to dinner with Wendy and tried to be messy, I would have felt different about the ending scene. But because
Mm-hmm.
Tia, as James just said, went in a circle meeting with every person that she could to discuss Stacy when Stacy has done nothing to her, I know that's messy as fuck. You got a lot of time on your hands, Tia, for royalty.
I'm just saying. Wasn't Tia who said Ashley was her bottle girl back in the day? That was Angel. Angel said that she was her bottle girl back in the day. Yeah. But yeah, that was the episode, y'all. It was great. as I said, Stacy is clocked in, and she is the reason why this show is even getting the ratings it's getting. I'm telling you, Stacy's name is in everybody's mouth right now.
If
So
Stacey
yeah,
wasn't on this show, I think
they
that
wouldn't have
Bravo
anything.
would have had to pause it the way they had to pause Housewives of New Jersey when Teresa went away because the
Yep.
rest of the cast was not strong enough to carry. Giselle and Ashley will never be able to give us a show ever.
I'm glad that you've been saw Tia from day one, Kiwan, because yeah, I'm seeing her now. I still like her. I do. I still like Tia. I just think she just this is
It's
her one fuck
one
up for me.
it's one bad situation for Tia. So I'm not going to just dislike her for this, but we see you, Miss Tia, and you're quite messy, darling. I'm just saying, you quite messy, but I still feel like Tia is a good addition to this
Mm-hmm.
show off the strength that she's a housewife. She has her kids and her family, and they provide us entertainment that aligns with the original idea of what this show, as the Housewives franchise, was meant to be. But she got to be cool on that messy shit, girl. She got to figure it out. But she's messy. Candace was messy too. Mia was messy too. All of these women are messy to a certain extent, but
But I
Tia
feel like
just
Tia took it way above a level that I don't think I would. And I could be messy at times, but I don't think I would have taken it there. Like I would never ask somebody. So what was the straw that broke the camel's back for you and your husband to divorce? Especially if
when
this
I
is my
just
first
met
day.
you.
Yes, this is the
Right.
first day I meet you. Like that's a
Where's your
conversation I
proof?
would say. Yeah, a couple years later, like girl, remember we used to be married to that man? What did it? Like that's when I would have did. Not now. The first thing that's Andy's reunion should be Wendy on one side of Stacey, and they're not going to do that. That Wendy, I think, will come to her if she's not, depending on how the case goes. I don't know if she'll be there or not, but
She'll
I feel
probably
like
be there. If
if
she
she shows
showed
up to
up to Bravo,
BravoCon, I
then
feel like
she'll
she'll show
show
up.
up to
Yeah.
the reunion. And she also, Wendy is smart and she paid attention to how nobody respected Karen's weak ass for not showing up to the reunion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's going to be Wendy and Giselle sitting next to Andy. I do. I feel like it should be Wendy and Stacey, like you said, because they're the only ones who really are given. Well, here I'm gonna say it like this: Wendy, because I know because of this shit that's going on in the blogs today, but Stacey because she carried the whole season on her back.
I don't know why I feel like they may try to give first chair to Kiarna just because nobody liked her this season.
Oh, if they do that, I'm not even gonna
Because
I'm not even
Bravo
gonna cover
does
that.
dumb shit like that. Like I've in tell me I'm lying, y'all, across every Housewives franchise in the last 2 years. Everyone we feel like should have the first chairs, they do the exact opposite. So I have no expectations or low expectations now for the seating.
Are you saying it because of because of Mia?
Not just because of Mia, but I feel like New Jersey got it wrong the last reunion we saw. RHOA got the seating wrong at the last reunion. Salt Lake
Yeah.
City, not this season, the last one got it wrong. Like they've been getting the seating at reunions wrong, in my opinion, for years. They got the Orange County reunion seating wrong. They just keep messing up the seating at reunions. I don't know what Bravo's doing.
Mm-hmm. If that's the question came from Wendy or Giselle, maybe it would have been a little bit better. They actually have a relationship with Monique. Wendy, no, I actually the only person I felt like could ask her that question is Ashley. Because I don't even think Wendy or Giselle should have asked her that question. I think that they were around when she was married, but I feel like because they haven't been in communication with her, I feel like even coming from them, it would be weird for them to ask her that. That's why they didn't. So I just, yeah, put Angel and Kay at the end of the sofas at the edge. Yeah,
Shit, he said, push them off the plane.
pushed them off there. Yeah. Mrs. Best is. I'm not. I don't do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but Mrs. Best will be doing that on her
Hit
channel.
me up if you want to collab, girl, because I'm gonna need all the black help I can get covering that shit. I don't like bows. And I'm tired of Beverly Hills hiring Uncle Tom bitches to come on Housewives. The only one that wasn't was Garcelle. Because how you go from 8.5 to bows?
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Bose
And
was
they
such
gonna
a.
turn on bows too. I don't
They
think it's
are.
gonna
Yeah,
last. It's coming.
it's coming. It might not be this season, but it's definitely coming. Wait till Kyle and Dorit get back cool again. Wait
Because
till they get back cool again.
marketing, and there's nothing that prepares anybody for doing this type of reality TV, I don't think.
Yeah, but oof, yeah, but that was it, y'all. Just hearing the name Bose, just y'all, because I wanted to like her so much. I did. I wanted to like her so much, and the fact that she did that shit, I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot see it for her. I just cannot. Woo. I'm
It didn't
yeah.
surprise me at how high she
She
making in
said
corporate
that.
America. She had to. I've
Yeah.
said that the whole season. You had to have sold out some of your people to get where you got, Bose. Don't play with me. But yeah, I also encourage everybody to watch Kiwan JTV's recap of
Yes.
this episode because I agreed with a lot of her points.
Hmm.
I also appreciated her saying that someone would have had to peel her up off of Ashley. Because I feel the no, because I feel the same way when I be watching Ashley on TV. I'm like, am I the only one that be wanting to fight through my LG 49 inches with my
No,
man boob? Like,
y'all. Ashley is so disrespectful, y'all. It's
she
hard for me to
is.
watch her. It is hard for me to watch Ashley. That's why I don't like her.
I
Like,
hope
she has a
Roberta
lot
Flack
of
is
audacity.
haunting that bitch in her sleep. I hope Roberta Flack is haunting Ashley in her sleep. I hope Roberta Flack is whispering into her kids' ears when they sleep to go tear up the house and all sorts of crazy shit. I genuinely hope that Ashley gets what she gets. I can't stand her.
Shoot. I'm gonna put Kiwan's
If you go
link.
to if you go to my channel, I shared her video recently on my community tab, so you guys can
Yes, yes,
easily
yes.
subscribe to Kiwan's channel. She's also in the description of the last 3 videos I did. So feel free to click it. You can also click her name in the chat, I believe, um, and it'll take you to her channel.
Yeah, I can't do it, but you guys do it. Yeah, you guys click on her channel. Kiwan, I'm gonna start putting you in my description box. I'm sorry, love. I
We
got you
can't do
next time
shit
though.
live.
Yeah,
We
we can't
can't do
do shit
nothing
live,
live.
but I'm going to put Kiwan's information in my description box like I do with Shana and Mrs. Best. I'm gonna put a couple other YouTubers that I watch as well, so you guys because they're also in my channel as well, you know, commenting. So we love all of y'all. We respect all of y'all. Y'all keep us going. Like when I watch Kiwan, when I watch Shana, Mrs. Best, all you guys, y'all keep me going because this YouTube, when you ain't getting paid for it right now, this should be hard.
Mhm.
So, you know, we trying to get there, y'all. It's hard. This is a rough road. Like they don't do us like they do the colorless. They don't do us like that. So we try. I had to say that. I just had to say it. But yeah, no, but Kiwan is so you're so welcome, love. You are hilarious. I cannot wait to collab with you. I just cannot. I'm trying to put it together what it will be. So,
Well, now that I know she covered Beverly Hills, I'm gonna hit her up so we can go over
oh, that will
stuff
be
with throughout
fun.
the season. That will be fun. And then she
Yes.
covers Housewives of Potomac, so we can probably put something together for the end of the season because I'm sure we all gonna have opinions.
Yeah, by the reunion for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Keelan. Yeah, I told. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have a few collabs, but Potomac for sure for the reunion. I'm gonna get everybody together because I know it's only gonna get worse from here. So we got a lot to go through.
Damn.
Yeah, it's only gonna get worse from here. I already know. I already know. Yeah, it is very hard, y'all. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. I just have to figure out the area of what I want to do. Just because one,
James plan
I'm
everything,
busy.
y'all. James plan everything. Look, I be so busy. I don't got time to plan for shit. He's a writer, so I think it's in his DNA. Cause me, I watch the episode, take notes, go live, and you gonna get what you get. And I pray that I don't get canceled every recap I do. But James, he puts the thought and the effort into
I
it.
really do. I be trying to put the time. I got to make sure it don't interrupt anything I got going on. Because y'all remember, I have a man. I have a lot going on. It's too much. I have a lot of life, and then I'm also injured, y'all. I'm still recovering from my knee surgery, so that's a whole nother issue. I got to get to regular therapy, physical therapy. I have a lot going on day to day, so I be trying to squeeze this in when I can. Because Mrs. Best is a married woman. She got to spend her time with her husband. That's why they on vacation now. It was his birthday. And I'm just so grateful that she wanted to do this while on vacation. Because, see, I don't know if I would be as gracious. I just don't know.
I'm here for 10 days, so I have lots of time. I have lots of time, and we just wanted to relax anyway. I just needed to get the fuck away from the Bay Area,
Yeah,
honestly.
y'all be quick with y'all videos. I'm like, dang, I got to get on next. That's my goal for next year. Even though I'm trying to get a second job, y'all, life be life and life be
You'll
life. And
figure
so,
it out.
yeah,
You always do. And you'll
yeah, I
get
do.
it. You'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
But all right, y'all, I'm going to get on here, head on. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the replay game. I
Married
want to
to a
know.
youngin. Wait. He's 35. He's older than me.
Yeah, he's older than me.
I'm
Yeah.
only 33.
I'm marrying the youngin because
Oh no,
Jill's.
James is marrying the
I'm
baby.
marrying the. Yeah, I'm marrying a baby. Mine ain't even 30 yet. So yeah.
That's my other twin. Gio is
Mhm.
literally me in
When I
boy
tell
form.
y'all, this how
Even my
crazy life
husband say,
is.
Josiah
It-
was like, "You're just like
this is
Gio." It's weird.
it's weird. It's like I'm literally married to the man version of Amina. It's like, what the hell did I do? Because I know I'm not crazy. Like, why? Because I mean, they are so much alike. It is crazy. It actually is scary for me because me and Mrs. Best get along very well. We've been friends a very long time. We haven't had a fight. We haven't had anything. It's just it's been a gracious friendship. Like I'm so
Oh, thank
grateful
you.
for it. Now this other one here that I like, he got the opposite effect where we don't see eye to eye. We don't see, like, we are complete opposites. So I feel like, and he's not even a Gemini. So I'm like, what the hell did I do?
Well, Aquariuses and Geminis are pretty much the same. The only difference is Aquariuses hold grudges way harder
Mm-hmm.
and they're more
Yes.
direct. She said, "That's not too young to face it."
Oh, Kiwan, you older than I thought you were. I thought you were younger than us. You
She
look
got the
good,
skin of a
girl.
27
You
year old.
good, girl. You look good, girl. Go ahead. I am not mad at you with your beautiful self. I know. I
That's
thought
them
you
New
was younger than
Orleans
that. I'm
jeans.
telling you, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I complain about the Gemini James. You know you love it. I do. I was
Get
supposed to
you a
be one.
Gemini. Get
No,
you a
I'm not. No,
Gemini.
no, no, nope,
We
nope,
are
nope, 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 nope,
amazing.
nope, nope, nope,
We
nope, nope,
are.
nope,
We are.
nope, 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 nope,
You
and
just got to be
no.
tough to be with a Gemini. That's why I'm
No,
married a
no, I am
Sagittarius.
tough. No, what I'm telling you, I am tough. But see, I'm too tough because see, girl, I've been went to jail. No, I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
No, men Gemini's are weird.
Oh,
Women
men, yeah.
Gemini's,
Men
yes,
are
women
terrible.
Gemini's I can do because I've done it before. My ex-wife was a Gemini, so yes, I can do that. But men Gemini's, no,
Yeah.
no, I can't do that. I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
Donald J. Trump, Kanye West, the list could go.
And the only female Geminis I feel like are worse. Dr. Contessa. I couldn't be married to Dr. Contessa. I just couldn't
Mm-mm,
because
mm-mm,
she too much.
mm-mm. And her hair ain't never
Okay,
right.
now I'm gonna have to put an update picture of y'all so y'all can see how young I look in my old age. You do. You look young in that current picture. You
Shannon,
look,
51 is
yeah.
also not old. It,
It's
it's
not.
it's not old. Like if you were over like to me over 65, then I'm like, ooh. But other than that, 51, no. No, that's not old.
Oh, you said male Gemini. No, I said male Geminis. Men. Men Geminis
Not with capital
is,
letters.
yeah.
She said I was gonna get you with the capital letters. I'm
Yeah,
cracking up.
no, I did not say. I said no. I love the May Gemini's. I was supposed to be one. I was supposed to be born May 25th, but I came a month early. I came 3 days after my baby shower because I wanted to see what I got. That's what my mama said. So I was a whole month early. My mama said, "Wait a minute, I ain't ready."
She said, "Oh hell no."
Because
And you the first kid.
I'm her first kid, and mind you, I came 3 days before my mom's birthday. So she had like a whole trip planned. Because my mom always goes someplace for her birthday. And I don't think her and my dad were married at that time yet. I think they may have just gotten engaged. So yeah, I fucked up everything for for my parents. I really did. I fucked up everything. Plans. Like my mama thought she had an extra month to prepare for me. She's trying to celebrate her. My mom would have been 20, 21. My mom would have been 21. So yeah.
Damn, you took her 21st
I took her
birthday.
21st birthday. Yes. So, yes. So,
I did
I just,
that to my mama. She found out she was pregnant on her
mhm.
birthday. Damn. Damn.
Okay. Your son runs around Mrs. Best age. Okay, cool. Around, yeah, that's cool. You don't look like you would have that old of a child, Shani. Go ahead with your bad self.
Right.
Okay, James, let me find out, girl. I literally have a picture of me biting the Christmas present. Like my mama caught me. She said I was maybe 8 months in that picture, 9 months in that picture. Because I walked, I never crawled, you guys. Fun fact about me, I never crawled. My mom said I immediately started walking at 6 months. So I went to the Christmas and started eating the wrapping paper of the Christmas present. I was that nosy.
Oh Lord, not eating the
Hmm.
paper.
I was eating the paper. My mom had to take a picture. She said, James, she said, I didn't know where you was. And then I went to the Christmas tree and saw you right there eating the Christmas paper. I said, now see, crazy. Okay, October, baby. I see you.
Child.
But that's it, y'all. This is fun. I got to take my ibuprofen and get to this physical therapy. Y'all pray for me because this knee give me the blues with this cold weather. I didn't realize it got this cold in Phoenix. I forgot.
No, it's
So
always
yeah.
worse with pain too when it gets cold. If you have stuff in your body, it hurts.
Yep. And what's crazy is I've been like that ever since Shanny, since I was an infant. Literally been like that. I ain't got time. I got to go. I'm always ready to go. Always. He said, what's in here? Right. Like, what the hell? Like, what's in here? But anyways, y'all, thank you. This was a good laugh. I appreciate y'all so much once again. Shout out to the replay gang. Sorry for this long lasting scene, but y'all will enjoy yourselves. I promise you. Thank you once again. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you subscribe to my girls. Once again, I love everybody, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye now.